That's how I'll be remembered.
I just thought we should get you back.
Princess Diana dead.
Oh, she died.
Where's the remote?
Oh my God.
In October 1995, nearly 2 years before her untimely death, Princess Diana penned a deeply unsettling letter to her trusted butler, Paul Burrell. In it, she made a haunting claim. "This phase in my life is the most perilous. My husband is plotting a car crash, brake failure, and a head injury." Her words, written in her own hand, now seem terrifyingly prophetic. How could Diana have foreseen such specific details about her demise? And what compelled her to implicate her former husband, the man now crowned king, in such a dark scheme? Tonight we unravel the origins of this mysterious note, the growing paranoia that consumed her final years, and the powerful enemies she believed were watching her every move. When the announcement came, the world seemed to stand still. Shock turned into sorrow as people across continents gathered outside royal residences, transforming gates into gardens of grief. Television networks looped the image of a beloved icon, not merely a princess but a symbol of something purer and more human. Why did her passing feel like the end of something bigger than one life? To understand the emotional tidal wave her death unleashed, we must set aside the polished royal press releases. This is the hidden story, told through Diana's private recordings, secret confessions, and those closest to her. A life that seemed like a fairy tale on the outside was anything but behind palace walls. Before royalty rewrote her story, she was simply Lady Diana Spencer, a quiet, well-bred girl raised amid aristocratic turmoil. Her childhood was fractured by a bitter divorce that left emotional scars. A natural caregiver, she found solace working as a kindergarten teacher, worlds away from the cold machinery of monarchy she was about to enter. Prince Charles, already in his 30s, was under relentless pressure to marry and secure the royal bloodline. Diana, youthful, gentle, and seen as suitable, was chosen, not for love, but for legacy. Though the public believed in a whirlwind romance, the couple had met just a few times before their engagement. For the monarchy, she was perfect. For Diana, it was the beginning of a lifelong ordeal. Just days before their wedding, Diana's illusion shattered. She found a custom bracelet Charles had crafted for Camilla Parker Bowles, his longtime companion. It was engraved with secret nicknames. Devastated, Diana turned to her sisters, begging to back out. Their response? "Your face is already on the dishware." There was no escape. On July 29, 1981, over 750 million people watched what was billed as the wedding of the century. The dress, the carriage, the kiss on the balcony. But beneath the sparkle was a woman marrying into betrayal, the first act in a royal tragedy. Almost immediately, the magic dissolved. Diana stepped into the cold corridors of the firm, the inner machinery of the monarchy. She was isolated, unsupported, and emotionally abandoned by a husband whose affections remained elsewhere. The castles were gilded prisons, and her every move was scrutinized. At the heart of her pain stood Camilla. The affair wasn't a secret, it was a shadow cast over the marriage. The scandal exploded when leaked tapes captured Charles in an intimate phone call with Camilla, joking he wished to be her tampon. Diana was never the love of his life, and she knew it. Desperate for control, Diana developed bulimia, a secret torment she called her silent scream. The condition began shortly after her engagement and worsened under the pressure of royal life. For years, it was a battle she fought alone, hidden from public view. Her silent suffering gave way to dangerous cries for help. During one pregnancy, she hurled herself down a staircase at Sandringham. She later said she wanted Charles to see her pain. Instead, he went horseback riding. The palace tried to cover up the incident. The Queen, horrified, remained powerless. Rather than offering support, the royal institution treated Diana's emotional struggles as liabilities. Her depression and bulimia weren't seen as cries for help, but as disruptions to the monarchy's carefully curated image. She was increasingly sidelined, her truth buried beneath tradition. Only in motherhood did Diana find purpose. Prince William and Prince Harry became her lifeline. She broke protocol, opting for hugs, messy days out, and fast food runs, anything to protect them from the coldness she endured. Her love for them would become her fiercest rebellion. By the late 80s, the marriage was publicly unraveling. Media leaks, palace backstabbing, and tabloid warfare fueled what came to be known as the War of the Waleses. The once timid bride had become a woman of formidable will, a woman ready to challenge an empire. Diana learned to weaponize the media. She selectively courted photographers, controlling the narrative and outshining Charles at public appearances. She mastered the power of the image, turning the cameras that once imprisoned her into tools of liberation. Her most defiant act came in 1992 when she secretly worked with author Andrew Morton. Through recorded tapes, she exposed the truth behind palace doors, the coldness, the betrayals, and the cruelty. The book, Diana, Her True Story, sent shockwaves through the monarchy. The night Charles admitted to adultery on television, Diana appeared at a gala in a daring black dress, off the shoulder, sultry, unapologetic. It became known as the revenge dress, and it sent a clear message. She was no longer playing by their rules. Diana found comfort in other relationships, most notably with her writing instructor, James Hewitt. For 5 years, he gave her the attention and affection she lacked. But the affair would later be twisted into cruel gossip that would haunt her family. The most persistent rumor was that Hewitt was Prince Harry's father, due to their similar hair color. But timelines debunked the claim. Diana met Hewitt well after Harry's birth. Still, the lie persisted, used to smear her reputation, even in death. After her separation from Charles, Diana fell for Dr. Hasnat Khan, a reserved heart surgeon from Pakistan. Friends say she considered him her soulmate. Their quiet, private relationship was the closest she came to normalcy. But the pressure of fame, culture, and scrutiny proved too much. In 1995, Diana delivered her most explosive act, the Panorama interview. Speaking openly about her mental health, infidelity, and royal alienation, she declared, "There were 3 of us in this marriage." That line would echo for decades. The fallout was swift. Queen Elizabeth, furious, penned a letter urging Charles and Diana to divorce. It was the monarchy's attempt to contain the damage, but the damage was already done. When the divorce was finalized in 1996, Diana lost the title Her Royal Highness. While the Queen reportedly wished to let her keep it, Charles insisted she be stripped of the honor. The decision was widely seen as vindictive. In her final years, Diana became increasingly convinced she was under surveillance. She had her rooms swept for bugs and confided that she feared for her safety. At the time, many dismissed her fears as paranoia, but years later the truth emerged. A report revealed BBC journalist Martin Bashir forged documents to manipulate her, feeding her fears to secure the Panorama interview. In the summer of 1997, she entered a very public relationship with Dodi Fayed. Their yacht photos dominated tabloids. Some believed she had found peace. Others feared she had become too powerful, too independent, and too unpredictable. On August 30th, Diana and Dodi arrived in Paris. After dinner at the Ritz, they tried to evade paparazzi by slipping out the back. At 12:23 a.m., their Mercedes, driven by Henri Paul, sped into the Pont de l'Alma tunnel, chased by photographers. It struck a pillar and was mangled beyond recognition. Dodi and Paul died instantly. Diana passed hours later. Authorities blamed Paul, citing alcohol and medication in his system, but troubling details soon emerged: cash deposits in his account, and his family's insistence he rarely drank. Was he another pawn? The sole survivor, bodyguard Trevor Rees-Jones, wore a seatbelt and lived, but with no memory. Forensic evidence showed a collision with a white Fiat Uno which vanished. CCTV footage? Missing. Officials said the cameras weren't recording. A series of coincidences or cover-ups. Dodi's father, Mohammed Al-Fayed, has never accepted the accident narrative. He believes the British establishment ordered Diana's death to prevent her from marrying a Muslim and possibly bearing his child. He also claims she was pregnant, though medical reports say otherwise. Then there's the note, the one Diana wrote in fear. In it, she claims someone was plotting to kill her in a staged car crash, and she named the man, Prince Charles. Scotland Yard was compelled to investigate. The fact that such a claim had to be explored at all is shocking. The official Operation Paget inquiry found no conspiracy. The 2008 inquest ruled the death unlawful killing, citing negligent driving and paparazzi pursuit. Still, many, perhaps most, remain unconvinced. Too many details don't add up. Diana's death forever changed the monarchy. Her humanity cracked the royal facade. Her courage changed global conversations about mental health, AIDS, and landmines. But her greatest legacy lives in her sons, men who blend royal duty with their mother's emotional intelligence. She also redefined celebrity long before social media. She was its architect and its casualty. So who was Diana? A saint, a strategist, a survivor. The truth lies in the contradictions. She was all of them, a woman ahead of her time. The real story may never be fully known. Was it an accident or something darker? One thing is certain, Diana changed the world. What do you believe happened in that Paris tunnel? What is your most vivid memory of the Princess of Wales? Share your thoughts below. Subscribe for more untold stories and hidden truths.